Yeah, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about this Grand Seiko, the SBGE245. That's the reference number. This one within the Grand Seiko Sport Collection. This one featuring a spring drive, of course, a GMT style dial with a bidirectional rotatable bezel. This one we'll be going over the case, the dial, this bezel, very nice bezel actually, the winding crown functions, as well as the movement and the bracelet. I'll be giving my thoughts on these throughout this video. Now, starting off with this case, it's a 44mm case, huge, absolutely gigantic, from the 2 to 8 o'clock position. Easier to measure using the bezel because that's the largest part of this case. As you can see, it sort of flares outward. Right, so same distance from the 10 to 4, well, actually not quite because the crown does get in the way, but the 2 to 8 position is usually what I measure, easier to measure that way, so it's 44mm like that. 14.7mm thick, quite a chunker actually, and certainly quite a chunker it is in every aspect, but it certainly has a lot of function as well. It's what they have, what they call a dual time. It's actually technically a triple time, and I'll show you in just a moment how that works. But starting off, again, this case, stainless steel, made with their own version of polishing called Zaratsu, where they polish this by using the side of a rotating wheel and done entirely by hand. So all of this finishing done perfectly to specification, sharp but not, painful edges, certainly nice and pronounced, high polish along the sides with a satin brush finishing on the front of this case, covered up by this bezel of course, but you can see it on the front of these lugs. Very nicely done and gives a very nice sort of overall glowing look to this case. Sitting on the front of this case, and probably being the largest portion of it, it is the sort of bidirectional rotatable GMT 24-hour bezel, matching that of the dial. It's sort of a brownish color. I like to call it sort of a plum color because it's a little warm of a brown color, and as you can see on this dial, it's much easier to see as well, with a subtle sun ray finishing as well. Okay, now taking a look at how all of this works. Now, basically, part of it is the crown functions, but first, a little bit closer look at the style. You do have the Dauphin style hands, and also there's luminescence on these index markers as well, especially the 9, 6, 12, 3, and so forth. There's also a dial aperture, or a date aperture, sorry, at the 4 o'clock position. A little bit unorthodox, but if you're used to seeing Tudor watches, the black bays, that wouldn't be too new there. You also have the winding crown corresponding to the position of that date wheel, so quite good from Seiko there. Also, taking a look again at this case, something I forgot to mention, this is also a limited edition model, one of 600 here, so the edition number printed on the back in a nice sandblasted type of finish, a radial, or sort of concentric rather, satin brush finishing as well, with all of the information printed on there, nice and easy to read. A little hard for the camera to pick up, but it's certainly there. It's water resistant down to, I believe, 100 meters or 330 feet, so you can take this, well, certainly surface swimmable. I wouldn't take it any further than that. Actually, no, sorry. My notes say here the water resistance is 200 meters or 660 feet, so actually quite good from Seiko there. This is certainly, again, within the sport collection. I wouldn't expect anything less than that, so that makes a lot more sense. Now, again, on to how this all works. Taking a look at the winding crown here, simply unwind it at the 4 o'clock position. This allows you to wind the watch, and by extension, the spring drive there. A little bit more on that when I get to the movement portion of this video, but you can simply wind it and you can see the spring drive needle start to move downward as it gains charge. All right, pull the crown out to the next position. This allows you to then move the hour hand, as is typical of GMT style watches. By extension, you can then also set the date by moving it past midnight, so there's no issue there. It's rather easy. The date is not the quickest of quick sets, but it sets rather quickly in this manner. pull the crown out to the final position, it does stop that seconds hand center mounted, and you can then move the minute hand and by extension also this 24-hour GMT hand. All right, and so you can actually use this to set the time for your second time zone. It sweeps once every 24 hours as indicated by this bidirectional rotatable bezel. If you keep it fixed at the 12 o'clock position, you can just set it to, you know, any sort of position that you want. So let's say the second time zone we're keeping track of will be, let's say it's 8 o'clock wherever it is right now. So let's move the GMT hand to the 8 o'clock position, as it is pointing beyond that seconds and minutes track on the dial. It points to the hour indicator on the bezel. Say it's 8:10 in the morning there, and the local time, let's say it's 10 a.m. All right, so how then would you keep track of a third time zone? Well, simply just rotate the bezel. There, now it's noon, where at the third time zone that I'm keeping track of. And if I need to go back to my second time zone, I can just set the 0-hour marker back to 12. Nice and easy. So that's 3 time zones in one. They call this a dual time. I say it's a triple time. All right, so all of this with the functionality, at least on the inside, working. It's all done in part, well, not in part, but entirely using the caliber 9R66. You can't see it through the case back, but because you do have to, you know, print the edition number, have the Grand Seiko logo with that lion, that very nicely done sort of sandblasted finish on there. On the inside, you have the 9R66. Basically, it's a spring drive movement, the base spring drive movement, the 9R65. The 66 pushes it and gives it the 24-hour hand. As you can see, that large yellow tipped hand as well, allowing it to keep track of 24 hours with one sweep instead of 12 hours as the hour hand would do. This allows you to have the second time zone. It also has a power reserve of 72 hours, so you can set this down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Monday morning, ready to conduct business. No need to wind the watch, and certainly with that power indicator, you can see how much power you have left. You'll know that it's 3 days that this thing can sit around if you so desire, but it's a steel watch. You can wear it anywhere. You can wear this literally anywhere, even down to 200 meters below sea level. Now taking a look at the actually, one more thing before I move on to the bracelet. Take a look at this. The luminescence of this watch is actually quite impressive. It's actually better than what I would expect from even a Rolex, a GMT Master 2, where even the numbers light up on this dial. You don't get the intermediary hours, but that's good enough because you can still see your second time zone clearly indicated by the GMT hand, as well as this bezel, which again you can rotate, so you have, you know, at least 2 hours or 2 different time zones that you can keep track of just using the bezel alone. And you also have your local time signified by the Dauphin hands, also glowing very brightly as well, and it's very long lasting. I set this down last night and it just didn't stop glowing, so very, very good from Grand Seiko there. Now onto the bracelet. Again, integrated bracelet, nothing too new here from the Grand Seiko collection. You have a 5-piece link going across, the sort of second and fourth links being a high polish. Yes, these are actually separated from the intermediary link. It's not one big chunky link, it's actually 3 pieces in there, but they do connect to each other very nicely and cleanly, so they won't be falling apart if you were to size this using the screw system here. Now you have a satin brush finishing on the odd numbered links, first, middle, and the outer, with a high polish along the sides, giving it a very nice glowy look, kind of like an Omega, but you certainly have that nice Japanese style finishing on there. Satin brush finishing on that clasp with a high polish on that GS for that logo, sandblasted behind it. Lots of detail in this thing. You also have the double button deployment system, so you have to press in both sides to actually open the clasp. In doing so, you have this nice button feature in there. Keeps it very nice and secure. It won't accidentally open. There's no way that it will accidentally open unless you actually press in both sides literally in order to open it. You also have the fold over clasp, so it's very nice from them as well. Satin brush finishing on that clasp too. While I'm here, I can actually give it a try on the wrist, show you how it wears on a 7-inch wrist, 18 centimeters in circumference, and certainly 44 millimeters. It's comically large. On my monitor, I don't even see the bracelet on 12 o'clock, just a tiny bit of the integrated portion on the 6 o'clock. So if I were to move this down, I would only get, one side or the other, barely if I get both. All right. So if you have a larger wrist, this will certainly fit you much better. But, taking a look at the side profile of this case, the form factor, it actually fits my wrist perfectly. So it could actually go on a wrist as small as, say, even 6 inches, but I probably wouldn't go smaller than that because this thing would be even larger on you. It's already large on me, but that's what this watch is all about. It's a sports watch. It's made to be large. It won't fit under a suit cuff all that easily, especially with that flaring of that bezel. You're not going to get under a suit cuff easily or at all, really. Suit jacket, certainly, and even with all of this large and in charge business here, gives it a very easy to read look, easy to use, and as long as you know how to use it, it's incredibly easy to use. And I already showed you in this video, so I don't need to show you again. And they do say that this is a brown dial, but to me it looks more like a plum because, again, it looks more warm than sort of a neutral brown. And brown, I think by nature, is already a warm color. So this is the warmest brown I've ever seen. It looks more plum than anything else and gives a better sort of sense of coloration if you think about it that way. And I quite like this myself. A bit subtle when it comes to the coloration, but still elegant and classy with all of the function included. So enough of what I think. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to like this video if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch, limited to only 600 worldwide, we have one right here in our office. This one that you're looking at on your screen in YouTube. We have this one for sale on our website at jazztime.com, where you can get it for the lowest price anywhere online. Click the links down below to see it, purchase it, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.